Hey guys, welcome to today's 16 Galaxies video. Today we are taking a look at VGM 62, that being the Legends Darth Revan. Thank you to Jefferson Tan for sourcing this for me. Not only was he cheaper than pop culture, he's also faster. So as mentioned in a couple of the videos that previously that I mentioned this video was coming, this figure is not out in Australian retail yet. I have had it for about 2 weeks. I just haven't gotten around to making this video. We are expecting the next pop culture batch to be announced over the next couple of days. I will do that video and update as soon as it rolls over. I am very much expecting it to roll over tomorrow, but it'll just depend on whether the public holiday or not plays a part in that. If not, hopefully we see something by Friday. It will just depend on whether they do the update before or after the weekend, as generally they wait until Monday to do all their updating and things, but we will see how we go. We've have batches update midweek, and of course we know that pop culture also from time to time doesn't wait for Icon to update. Hopefully they wait this time. Anyway, enough about the retail talk. Let's get in and look at this figure. It is our standard style Star Wars shoebox with the warnings on the back of the box, and the figure front and center, Revan himself, or their self, depending on whether you played as a female or a male when this video game came out. VGM 62, that being Darth Revan from Legends, and we get that pink unique style box that they haven't really done before. It does seem to be that they are using different colors for the different series, as the VGM for the Purge Trooper Commander exclusive was red, where this one is this pink, and the comic ones have been the gold, which is also quite strange because I think Starkiller may have the gold as well, so there's a little bit of inconsistency there. I'll know when my Starkiller arrives in the next couple of weeks. That Range Trooper exclusive is also in transit too, if you haven't seen my previous videos. And then of course we have the image of Revan in an alternate pose, being the Star Wars style shoebox. We are of course also going to have the art insert, and it is Revan with those twin blades. Looking like they're going to do that spinning attack, which was featured in the Knights of the Old Republic video games all that time ago. So accessory-wise, we are of course going to get the standard style Star Wars base, unfortunately, but it does say Revan's Legends, which is really quite nice, and we still get the metal nameplate. I really do miss seeing it in the other lines. Very quickly looking at the tray, we are of course going to get our lightsaber effects. Apologies for my neighbor's dog there. We are going to get the LED red hilt, red sabered hilt, looking quite cool. We are going to get the LED purple blade hilt. So very, very cool detailing there. So 2 unique sabers for this figure. We are going to get the gesturing hand for both sides with the relaxed hand. I've swapped out. There's your relaxed hand. We also get the box and all of that. If you've seen all the lightsaber figures stuff before, but there is nothing new. And then we are going to get that same force gesturing hand for the other side. And when we take a look at our figure, you will see I already have him holding the lightsabers. So we can see the hood and the mask there. Coming down, we see that very, very awesome detailed armor with some weathering to it. We get the red hanging down as well, and we get the skirt, and of course we have those boots underneath the skirt as well. All that is very nicely detailed and painted, and as I said, we have our 2 lightsabers. Now, one of the main points of contention with this figure is the hood. Yes, I agree with you all. It could have been sewn a bit better. It still sits not too badly though, but I do understand the concerns that it should have been done better, especially that seam. And then of course we have the hood that's permanently attached as well. The cape is permanently attached to the hood, I should say. There is a bit of articulation hindering here, which is unfortunate, but overall as a standing piece I still think this guy looks amazing. So I'm just going to change the figure up so we can get a look at some of the detailings. All right, let's take a look. So there is some wiring in the cape, which we'll take a look at shortly, but you can see that the helmet, hang on, sorry guys. All right, with the lightsabers removed. Yeah, so there is a great amount of detail in the back of the helmet there. Now there is some wiring in the hood, just not a great deal. And again, there is some wiring in the cloak as well, but as you saw, moving the lightsabers around the huge cloak can be limiting, and it's going to limit how you can kind of pose him. I think most people are going to go with that pose there, unfortunately, because anything else is rather quite hard to do or pull off effectively. However, we can see that there is some awesome detailing on the armor there. We can see the gauntlets and the gloves there. And as I said, there are very detailed boots underneath that skirt. The other issue is if you are going to be forced to use the display stand here, because the figure is a bit heavy and probably may end up falling over. But because of the skirt, you are essentially locked to a neutral standing pose, which again is going to limit the articulation, which again is going to be rather unfortunate. Just highlighting just the amount of detail in the belt and all that there as well. It's very, very cool. The amount of detailing in this figure. As said, it's just a shame that perhaps the articulation isn't done better. Now, it does look like they are trying to solve that issue with the Malgus, because the Malgus does have that dynamic tilting stand, which is probably going to allow you to get a bit more motion. But again, Malgus doesn't have this skirt that's going to be limiting your stand options either. I do feel, though, a dynamic stand or a waist grabber probably would have been the way to go for this guy, simply for the fact that you do want to try and get some of those more dynamic crouching or jumping style poses. But yeah, it's just a shame that the skirt's not really going to allow you to do that. And again, if you're futzing around with this hood, you are going to get it to look somewhat nice, just not completely. But I mean, that looks fine there. And if you're going to have him where I'm going to have him, you're not going to see that seam anyway, because it's going to be too dark for you to have that seam. But the way that the hood is sewn rather tightly, and so there is that bunching up, which is just unfortunate. Just couldn't be helped. It would be interesting to see if they do address that in the retail batches when it does hit Australian retail and whatnot, to see whether they re-sewed it, because we know that people complained about the Andrew, I think it was the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and they did a pretty good job of fixing that. So yeah, you're not going to have wire all around here, unfortunately, but you are going to have wire going up the sides, which I think is enough to give it a decent look. But nonetheless, like I said, this just looks freaking awesome, and he's going to look so good. I think I will end up, similar to what I was talking about doing with my Inquisitors and stuff, I think I might pull Revan and Malgus and away from Vader and Palpatine and all that, and start their own little display. I'm probably going to throw Star Killer in with the Inquisitors because he was pretty much the original Inquisitor, or had a role of an Inquisitor. Anyway, guys, this has been our look at VGM 62. Once again, thank you for Jefferson Tan, and hopefully you enjoyed the information in this video.